There's been a lot of crazy drama surrounding Harry Potter for years. It's one of the most prominent things that I see on social media, especially X. For years, people love Harry Potter, man. Like, everybody loves Harry Potter. And I think freaks like this, like Emma Watson, I think they like the idea of Harry Potter, but they want to make it their own. They don't want it to be J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter. They want to take it away from her and make their own thing. And they suck at it. They've really shown us how good they are at doing this with the Harry Potter TV show, everything that's coming out about that. The Black Snape guy, he quit because I think he finally realized he was being used as a token. And now they're talking about Voldemort is going to be a woman. Get out of here. And then with the Fantastic Beasts movies, absolute disaster. Nobody talks about those movies. Everybody still just talks about Harry Potter. Apology rejected? J.K. Rowling responds to Emma Watson because apparently Emma Watson left a letter, like a hidden note, so people wouldn't know that she actually feels bad for J.K. Rowling and everything she's going through. But she can't say that in front of the world because she's got a career that she's trying to rocket to the stratosphere. What a disgusting, evil person.
Hollywood actress Emma Watson, who's best known for playing Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter series.
What else does she play in? I don't fucking know. She don't play in nothing else as far as I'm concerned.
Is now changing her tune on J.K. Rowling after publicly feuding with her over the trans movement for years upon years now. She's now saying she can love somebody with a differing opinion, which is funny because she couldn't say that in 2020 or 2021 or 2022 or 2023 or 2024, and we're now getting it in 2025. So let's talk about it. Yay. Guys, before we get into today's video, please like and subscribe to stay with me talking about Emma Watson. Now, Emma Watson recently appeared on the Shetty podcast to sort of clear the air on her life, her career, and her take on J.K. Rowling, I guess. Before we get into that, let me go ahead and refresh your memory as to the public beef between Emma Watson and J.K. Rowling. Now, as we all know, J.K. Rowling is a very adamant voice against the trans movement these days. She says that men are men and women are women, and she's trying to protect women's privacy, their rights, their spaces from men who are going to try to self-identify as women. Now, Emma Watson has not been a fan of this, and she's not been a fan of this for a really long time. In 2020, she said this: "Trans people are who they say they are and deserve to live their lives without being constantly questioned or told they aren't who they say they are." She's also paraded herself around wearing t-shirts that say trans rights are human rights, and at the BAFTAs in 2022, Emma
Pedro Pascal also. Nobody likes these people. Nobody watches their shit. The people who do are either A, retarded, or B, don't know what's going on in the world. So, see A again. Or 3, I don't know, they're retarded. See A and B.
Watson said this:
"I'm here for all of the witches."
Okay, now if you didn't catch that last part, she says, "I'm here for all of the witches," meaning, I'm protecting the dolls. I'm here for women and men who identify as women and, the like. And she says, bar
Yeah, that's some demonic shit, man.
one. And of course, that bar
literally
one
calling them witches
was a strong dig at J.K. Rowling, saying, "I support all women, trans women are women, except for that J.K. Rowling." So there you have it. Now I'm going to get into her comments on the Jay Shetty podcast, which her view has clearly shifted. So let's watch.
Could ever cancel her out or cancel that out for anything. It has to remain true. It is true. And this is where this holding of these, I just don't know what else to do other than hold these two seemingly incompatible things together at the same time and just hope maybe they will one day resolve or co-join themselves, and maybe accept that they never will, but that they can both still be true. And
no,
I can love her. I can know she loved me. I can be grateful to her. I can know the things that she said are true. And there can be this whole other thing. And my job feels like to just hold all of it. But the bigger thing is just what she's done will never be taken away from me.
Now, first things first, I don't want to come off like I'm attacking Emma Watson or saying that this statement is outright wrong. If she's truly come around on her view towards J.K. Rowling, and
she hasn't, she's just trying her best to save face. That was a hell of a pause, wasn't it?
She's found that she can recognize the love.
Yeah, a lot of these celebrities are going to be trying to do this very, very soon. She's just jumping on the train early because the writing's on the wall. Everybody can see what's happening here. The pendulum is swinging back in the other direction. But I think it's swinging back too far for these people to be saved.
Of appreciation and gratitude that she feels towards her, then that's absolutely wonderful. I myself was a former leftist and decided that those views were not for me, and I'm glad that people welcomed me when I came around. However, I hope that this is genuine, and this is not just a movement towards the now more popularized idea towards J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, isn't it? How the Overton window has swung in the other direction.
Because it seems that in the 5 years or more that J.K. Rowling has been speaking up about this sort of public opinion of her view has changed and shifted, and it's now become more acceptable to support J.K. Rowling within the public sphere. And coincidentally, that's when Emma Watson goes on the Jay Shetty podcast to give this now nuanced take on the matter. So I do hope...
Yep, she just thinks that her career's on the line, so she has to say things that she doesn't believe in, because actually, I don't think she believes in anything except pushing her career forward. I think that's the only thing that she believes in. And she's willing to do or say anything to keep herself in the limelight.
Hope that it's earnest. I do hope that it's genuine. And in this sort of acknowledgement of being able to love and feel appreciation towards...
Nothing these people say have been genuine, so why would I think she's being genuine now?
J.K. Rowling, I would have wished that she would have acknowledged the times that she didn't show love towards J.K. Rowling. Like that time at the BAFTAs that I showed you, where she literally said, "I support all witches bar one," meaning she outwardly stated that she could not support in any way, shape, or form J.K. Rowling, the woman who, let's be honest, is responsible for Emma Watson's career. Future Amelie here to actually add an update.
I just want to say one thing, by the way. She was awfully cuddly toward Harvey Weinstein. Just saying. That's a thing that women like to do to push their careers forward.
Because J.K. Rowling has responded to Emma Watson today, and you'll notice the background's a little different. The studio's moving around, so bear with me, but let's get into her response. She says, "I'm not owed eternal agreement from any actor who once played a character I created. The idea is as ludicrous as me checking with the boss I had when I was 21 for what opinions I should hold these days. Emma Watson and her co-stars have every right to embrace gender identity ideology. Such beliefs are legally protected, and I wouldn't want to see any of them threatened with loss of work, or violence, or death because of them. However, Emma and Dan in particular have both made it clear over the last few years that they think our former professional association gives them a particular right, nay obligation, to critique me and my views in public. Years after they finished acting in Potter, they continue to assume the role of de facto spokesperson."
Yeah, they really just can't move on and let it go, can they? Because that's what everybody wants to talk about is Harry Potter. So they just constantly talk about it. They can't move on.
Created. When you've known people since they were 10 years old, it's hard to shake a certain protectiveness. Until quite recently, I hadn't managed to throw off the memory of children who needed to be gently coaxed through their dialogue in a big, scary film studio. For the past few years, I've repeatedly declined invitations from journalists to comment on Emma specifically, most notably on the witch trials of J.K. Rowling. Ironically, I told the producers that I didn't want her to be hounded as the result of anything I said. The television presenter in the attached clip highlights Emma's all witches speech, and in truth, that was a turning point for me. But it had a postscript that hurt far more than the speech itself. Emma asked someone to pass on a handwritten note from her to me, which contained the single sentence, "I'm so sorry for what you're going through."
What a fucking bitch. Like, seriously, what a fucking bitch. Like, go talk to her, you know, or call her. I guarantee that you've got her number.
She has my phone number.
No, right there, fucking literally. Okay, I wasn't reading it. I haven't seen this.
And torture threats against me were at their peak, at a time when my personal security measures had to be tightened considerably and I was constantly worried for my family's safety. Emma had just publicly poured petrol in the flames, yet thought a one-line expression of concern from her would reassure me of her...
Yeah, from a handwritten note passed on by somebody. It wasn't from her, it was from the person. From the random person that she passed the note to. To be like, hey, give this J.K. Rowling. I can't let the public know that I'm actually on her side.
Fundamental sympathy and kindness. Like other people who've never experienced adult life uncushioned by wealth and fame, Emma has so little experience.
Right, yeah. Because J.K. Rowling didn't start out famous and rich. She started out poor as fuck.
Experience of life. She's ignorant of how ignorant she is. She'll never need a homeless shelter. She's never going to be placed on a mixed-sex public hospital ward. I'd be astounded if she's been in a high street changing room since childhood. Her public bathroom is single occupancy and comes with a security man standing guard outside the door. Has she had to strip off in a newly mixed-sex changing room at a council-run swimming pool? Is she ever likely to need a state-run rape crisis center that refuses?
Dude, such a good point. These people that are all for this shit, that all say it out on live TV and social media and stuff, they never have to deal with this kind of stuff because they never actually go out into public. They have their spaces that regular people aren't allowed in.
To guarantee an all-female service, to find herself sharing a prison cell with a male rapist who's identified into the women's prison. I wasn't a millionaire at 14. I lived in poverty while writing the book that made Emma famous. I therefore understand from my own experience what the trashing of...
Was she really 14 when she wrote the first Harry Potter? Holy shit, hold on. Okay, she was about 30. All right, I don't know where that was coming from.
Women's rights in which Emma has so enthusiastically participated means to women and girls without her privileges.
Oh, I get it now, because she's saying that, like, Emma was, like, 14. Yeah, okay.
The greatest irony here is that had Emma not decided in her most recent interview to declare that she loves and treasures me, a change of tack I suspect she adopted because she's noticed full-throated condemnation of me is no longer quite as fashionable as it was, I might never have been this honest. Adults can... Yeah,
social media algorithm, I think, is what really perpetuated this because it pushed it out to people, more people talked about it, pushed it out to more people talked about it, pushed it out to more people. It's how the algorithms worked at one point. We're starting to get away from it because people noticed it. When people didn't know what was going on with the algorithms, they just kind of like scrolling. But now people are a little bit more aware that they're being fed bullshit.
Can expect to cozy up to an activist movement that regularly calls for a friend's assassination, then assert their right to the former friend's love, as though the friend was in fact their mother. Emma is rightly free to disagree with me, and indeed to discuss her feelings about me in public, but I have the same right, and I finally decided to exercise it. So there you go. Honestly, I don't think I need to expand on the statement she's made. I'm pretty sure it speaks for itself, and it is pretty damning. J.K. Rowling also said this.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one, man.
In April of 2024. I guess she sort of prepared for the idea that celebrities would be apologizing to her on this topic and said that they should, quote, save their apologies. She goes on to say, after being asked, quote, what actors/actress instantly ruin a movie for you, she replies, 3 guesses. Sorry, but that was irresistible. And of course, she means Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint, who all sort of threw her under the bus on the gender debate and said that she was not worthy of being listened to and that they disagreed with her, which is...
I'm so glad that they were children during Harry Potter, so I can still go back and watch Harry Potter and not think about the adult versions of these people.
So fascinating because there are so...
It's like I can think of them as different people during these movies.
Many ways in which J.K. Rowling contributed to the careers of these 3 young people, and they couldn't for a moment, because they disagreed with her on this particular issue, allow a bit of support, a bit of nuance, and just an open discussion on the matter. So there you have it. Now, J.K. Rowling has also tweeted this out recently, and this may or may not be a reference to Emma Watson. It does sort of seem like it. She says, quote, a little reminder for anybody who may be regretting their public sprint to the front of the mob and is now trying to discreetly shove their pitchforks out of sight, which is kind of what she's doing. I mean, she's publicly going on the Shetty podcast to discuss this, but she's not discussing the little ways in which she dug at J.K. Rowling before this matter. And as I said before, you know, I'm all for it if she's had a shift in opinion, or at least a shift in view of J.K. Rowling here, but
I'm not. I don't give a shit. I do not give a shit. All these celebrities are fucking disgusting, and they're gonna do anything, say anything to keep themselves famous and keep themselves rich. So I don't give a fuck if she does flip.
Gonna have to unpack all the things that took place before. And eventually I think things are gonna go even further than this. The likes of Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, they're going to look back on their support of the trans movement, see all the issues that have arisen out of it, and really reframe the way they've treated J.K. Rowling in...
Yep, fuck all these people. Fuck them all. I don't give a shit. I like the guy who played Ron, what was it, Rupert? A little bit more than everybody else, but I still don't like him. Fuck all these celebrities, man. I like people like this. I like YouTubers. I like the people that I watch on social media because they're actually good people. These celebrities, are fucking terrible. Garbage. Evil. Always worried about their image and their money.
In this very moment. Now, are they going to publicly take accountability for the ways they've treated her, the way they ousted her, the way they pushed her aside?
Only if it's popular. They'll do it if everybody's doing it, it is popular, and that's the thing they have to do to keep their careers, they will do it.
Even though she's the main contributor of their careers? Probably not, let's be honest. And of course, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes here. I can only infer based on the responses from JK and what Emma Watson has said on this podcast. But when you go and make a sort of public display of your love and appreciation, and it seems like that display has not happened on a person-to-person basis, a little bit of red flags flying for me there. I can't say for sure, but it doesn't seem like they've reconciled personally. So how does somebody go on a podcast and give this deeply personal espousal of love and then not have done that on a person-to-person basis?
I wonder what happened there.
Just questions that I have. Now, of course, the wicked part of this that always takes place is the left, in large part, is now abandoning Emma Watson for having spoken about J.K. Rowling in a positive light, which is what happens when you, even for a moment, support somebody who goes against the dogma of the left. I'm going to get into some blue sky responses, and we can all imagine how that app is going to be responding to this. Blue Jay says, as with Emma Watson, Donald Trump would have never been president if he didn't have the power of people constantly talking about him and beefing about him to generate that media power he needed to become POTUS. Quit talking about bacteria. They're really not that fucking important. And we used the word quick instead of quick, and we used the wrong there, but that's okay over at Blue Sky. Amy P says, very bad take from Emma Watson. She is showing that she is no ally. She used trans rights to boost her career. Now she's abandoning us when we need her.
How about that? Yeah, the thing that we've all been saying the entire time with all these people. It's all bullshit. They're going to side with the corporations that make them the money that hire them. They don't care. They actually don't care.
She needs to apologize or face consequences.
Apologizing isn't going to do anything at this point. She's apologizing to both sides. That ain't going to work. You're going to have to pick one.
Can't win, dude. This is ridiculous. Next one. It's a pity Emma Watson decided to equivocate about fascism. Oh, well, at least we've still got Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, at least we still got Daniel Radcliffe, huh? He's next.
Daniel Radcliffe, the one who's like running around supporting transitioning children. At least you still got that guy. Marlon says, well, Emma Watson can right on off. Bigotry and Christo-fascist anti-science viewpoints are not opinions or disagreements. It's just bigotry and willful ignorance, and extremely dangerous to the safety of minorities. Okay. Well, these four blue sky leftists have left Emma Watson behind. Not that they ever had her back to begin with, but here we are. There really is no winning, and I will give that to Emma Watson. It's such a tough thing to be speaking on, period. But she did.
Yeah, that's why you don't side with the corporations. That's why you don't side with the insane people. That's why you just be fucking normal.
Sort of go out of her way to make these massive digs at J.K. Rowling. It wasn't like she was dragged.
Best thing she could have done is just kept her mouth shut about the whole fucking thing. The whole time, she should have just kept her mouth shut. I respect celebrities that just keep their mouth shut. Or they go against the grain, go against the corporations. They're like, hey, all this bullshit.
Into a conversation about the trans movement and about J.K. Rowling in particular. She chose to put on the t-shirt saying trans rights are human rights. She chose to go to the BAFTAs and say that she supports all witches bar one. She chose to tweet about trans people and, you know, their equalness when it comes to their identity when compared to that of women. And she then chose to go on the Jay Shetty podcast and make this statement about J.K. Rowling. Now, this is the nicest statement she's made so far, but it's still not a direct reference to every way in which she treated her poorly prior. And there we are. Now the left is, I guess, going to leave her behind because she's supporting a transphobe, even though she says she still disagrees with her. And Emma Watson, very interestingly in the Jay Shetty podcast, says that I hope people can still love me when they disagree with me. And she's probably going to learn from the left really quickly, but that's not possible.
I shouldn't have to disagree with you. You shouldn't have ever got political. You shouldn't have ever said anything for me to agree or disagree with. Because you're just a movie star. Act! Be in movie! Nobody cares, actually! And we tried to warn these people, man. It's going to get so much worse. It's going to get so much worse, especially with that Tilly Norwood AI actress or whatever that's going to be implemented. We're going to see more and more of that. They're going to be replacing people we don't like, because if an AI says something that we don't like, they can just change it. They can just change the opinion of the AI because it's not a real person. They don't have real opinions. They have the opinions of whoever made it.
That's not within their framework of capabilities, typically. Guys, that's the update. We'll see what happens here. And, you know, more so, I think people should just handle this person to person, peer to peer. Maybe we'll learn that.
Yeah, they should have just talked and then not said anything about it, and everybody would have been fine. You could have been hanging out, and people would have been taking pictures like, oh, Emma Watson's hanging out with J.K. Rowling. What's going on here? That's all that should have been happening. You fucking morons. Okay, well, that's where I'm going to end it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this whole situation. Tell me what you think about me. Tell me what you think about Amala Ekpunobi here. Do you like Harry Potter? Do you care? You think it's hilarious what's happening to these people in Hollywood? Well, I say Hollywood. I lump all of the celebrities in, the AAA celebrities. I say AAA. The A tier. I don't know. Hollywood celebrities. Yeah, whatever. See you in the next one.